Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Fullard Impressions Large Table Lamp. This is the 27267-8. It's also a smaller one. That's the 27267-4. That one is 22 inches tall. This one is coming in at 29 inches tall. So watch the videos on both. Check them both out because they're both really nice. So let's get into this again. So top of the fixture 2, tabletop 29 inches. And diameter of shade is your widest point. So the shade's going to be 17 across the bottom, 16 across the top, and then coming up the slope is going to be 10 inches. The inside of this is going to be coated with a reflective white coating, so that's going to throw a lot of your light out. The top of this has what's called a spider, and the spider is always going to be in black. And the nice thing about drum shades is that they throw tons of light up. So you get all this light going up, hitting your ceiling and bathing the room. You can get a lot of nice ambient light out of them. You also get a lot of light down, so it can go down onto your book as well. Why don't we talk about the lamp now that we have it out. So we have our lamp here, the socket here, and then this is the harp. Are always going to be in kind of a gunmetal finish, just remember that. And the cool thing about the socket is that it has a dimmer built into it. So we'll get into that in just a quick sec, but before we do that, I want to touch on the finishes really quick. There's going to be more talk in this video about finishes help guide, and about finishes in general, and that's going to be a little later in the video. But I want to touch base that this is heavy forging. This is beautiful sculpture from Hubbardton Forge, and there's going to be a lot of you guys out there who have Hubbardton Forge fixtures going way back, and you probably have the 05 bronze finish, but you may look on the pull-down menu where it says choose your finish, and you're going to see oil rub bronze, and you're going to believe that's what you have. That just came out in the past year or so, so keep in mind that oil rub bronze is an opaque finish, while bronze is a translucent finish, and they're going to look completely different on here. Really important to watch the finishes help guide video to sort that out, okay? So now that we're done with that, why don't we talk about this socket like I talked about a second ago. It's got a dimmer, actually got a chip built into it that makes it a dimmer. So you're basically going to turn it on, you hear a click, it goes on full power, and then you back it back off and you go to 0. So very cool. The harp on this is going to be pretty big. You'll notice that Hubbardton Forge says you can go up to 150 watts, and that's because back in the day, before you had these dimmable LED type of fixtures, you had these three-way sockets, which we don't use anymore. So 150 watt incandescent bulbs, most of those were three-way bulbs, just so you know. However, we have great LEDs to play with, and you'll notice they usually talk about the recommended bulb size is going to be an A19, and that's just a standard size light bulb. But you know, when we get into LEDs, they don't generate much heat, they don't use much electricity, and the rule of thumb is use whatever you like to get in here. As long as it can fit inside this harp, it's fair game. So the A19s, yeah, they'll fit in without a problem, tons of room. However, this is an A20, this is an A21. See, they're slightly larger, and this will fit in perfect. Look at that, still tons of room. An A21, still tons of room. So we know that you can get lots of more light out of these larger bulbs. So, and this is from Home Depot. It's a 100 watt equivalent LED that I picked up. I think it's their house brand. There were 4 in a package. They were very inexpensive, and I thought they were pretty good. I use these all over our showroom. However, I also go to Walmart sometimes because we're in Vermont. There's limited choices here. And this guy here is probably a 75 watt equivalent. We have Ace Hardware, we have True Value, and you can get those there as well. When we get into these larger ones, you can get a lot of light out of this. 100 watt equivalent, 150 watt equivalent, I think. When you get into these A21 bulbs, I found this on Amazon for up to a 200 watt equivalent. Do you need that much light? Probably not. But like I said before, you can light the entire room from this one lamp by itself, which is pretty cool. You can get a lot of light down on your book, light the room at the same time, have it on a dimmer switch, and you're pretty much all set. Now, we talk about the color of light coming out of these bulbs all the time. We talk about it in every video. They're going to offer these things to you in 2700 Kelvin. That's going to be a super yellow light like a setting sun. They're also going to offer these bulbs to you in daylight, and daylight sounds like it should be a warm light, but it's not. That is a overcast day, or we'll call it a convenience store or something like that. You know, a commercial space, that bluish white light that you see like in a hospital waiting room. Not what I like, and not what I like coming out of this lamp, because I think this would be beautiful bathing bathing the sculpture down below with a warmer light. So we like to use warm white or soft white here, and that's going to be 3000 Kelvin. That's the warmth of the light coming down on my hands, and that's coming from the LEDs above, which is one of these guys. So that's 3000 Kelvin on the Kelvin scale, soft white, warm white. It's just going to be important that when you are out scouting for these bulbs, you get a dimmable version of it, and that's going to be something that you want to do. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you are on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over in the red tabs with the pictures in them over there. You're going to see a Finishes Help Guide tab. Open that up for me. It's going to be a video there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes, how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a chart just down below. So scroll down a little bit. You're going to see a chart. You can click on that chart. So you can click on dark smoke. You can click on soft gold. Doesn't matter. Big page will pop up showing you lots of different things in that finish. You can go back to the chart and you'll notice there's letters A's on them, letter B's on some of those things, and that's going to be showing you this range of variants that you can expect to see on different translucent finishes, but I'll talk about all of that in the video, okay? Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. And those same red tabs, you're going to see a what's on display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus you want to use the showroom anyway because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, that's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.